Welcome to another edition of the Hologram News Network. This week, we cover a wide variety of topics, from Core Episode 3 to the possibility of arena-based PvP coming soon to the Unreal Engine 5 showroom. Also, Star Atlas turns 2 on January 14th, with special reveals to mark the occasion. For this week's special feature, Star Atlas team member XCode joins us to discuss the Galactic Marketplace and some exciting upcoming features. Stay tuned, all this and more in today's episode. Once again, I'm your host, Kriggs, and you're listening to the Hologram News Network. First up for this week, CEO Michael Wagner discussed the future of Star Atlas in 2023, when he hinted at the potential for more iterative gameplay in quicker release cycles. While the announcement and content release was unofficial, this could mean we see smaller updates, but in quicker cycles from Star Atlas. On the matter of arena PvP, guest contributor Signal commented that this can mean we see a battle royale-like PvP coming to the showroom in the future. Looking towards future releases, Star Atlas released a trailer showing off VR gameplay inside the Unreal Engine 5 showroom. The release of this trailer accompanied the second anniversary of the game, and in the trailer, the player character could be seen walking and flying what appeared to be a Thimble through space. Of note, Wagner stated that VR integration is still a long ways off, but is something the team is thinking about. With 2 weeks left in start sequence, an interesting tidbit regarding CSS habitat player storage was revealed this week. Player storage in the game will likely be stackable, meaning that players that own multiple habitats will be able to combine their storage. Additionally, excess storage will likely be rentable to other players in the future, opening up new and interesting economic models for landowners. Lastly, turning to Star Atlas Core, Episode 3 was released this week. Gin and Moda continue their escapades amidst the Festival of Light. Star Atlas has modified their release schedule for future Core episodes by shifting release dates to the second Wednesday of every month. After the break, we delve into the Star Atlas Galactic Marketplace, what makes it run, and exciting things coming in the future. Our guest XCode has the latest, but first, a quick word from our partners.
This week's episode is brought to you by TikuBot. Automate your market buy and sell orders with ease and peace of mind. While you're away, TikuBot keeps your orders in play. Learn more at tikubot.com. That's TIGUBOT.com. TikuBot, your market made ready.
On this week's segment, we take a look at the updated Galactic Marketplace, its changes over the past year, and future improvements in production. As the main interface for all economic activity in Star Atlas, the Galactic Marketplace plays a vital role in the sustainment of the player-driven economy. Joining us for today's segment is Star Atlas Play Team Production Manager, XCode.
Hello, Kriggs. How's it going?
It's going well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here on your show today. I'm really excited.
Hey, thank you for taking the time for being here today. XCode, I want to start by briefly saying that it's an honor to have you here today. It was a little over a year ago that you made an appearance on Dowcast when Star Atlas was still early in its score phase. Shortly thereafter, you applied for and received a job with Star Atlas. What drove you to apply for a job with the company?
Yeah, that's a great question. Originally, I was looking for a way to monetize Fleet Pass, which was an app that myself and a friend of mine had been working on through our guild. And I had just launched Fleet Pass. Was sitting in a class one day, a Web3 class on crypto trading, and someone from Rudnode, they're a Solana RPC provider, or they were anyway. They were on this call, and they said at the end of the class, they said, "Hey, is anybody building anything on Solana?" And I said, "Yeah, I just launched Fleet Pass, this Web3 tool for asset tracking." And so I showed it to them, and they said, "Hey, is this a Star Atlas tool?" And I said, "Yeah, it is actually." And they said, "I know the CTO at Star Atlas. Would you like me to hook you up with them, like have a conversation, go out for coffee or something?" And I said, "Yes, of course. I think that would be awesome." And within 2 or 3 days, I was having a Discord session with Jacob, the CTO of Star Atlas, and to make a long story short, we headed off. We talked a little bit about Fleet Pass and what the future of that was like. We talked about the metaverse that Star Atlas was building, and just how I could be part of that. And at the end of the call, he said, what if you didn't have to work on Fleet Pass, or what if you could work on it full time, and we could help pay for that? And I didn't really know what he was getting at the time. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you have in mind? I was self-employed at the time, had kids and a family and all that stuff. And he said, what if we, we're putting together this special team, this blockchain team, what if you came and joined our team and was able to work on Star Atlas directly? And I said, yeah, like, of course, that'd be awesome. So, a few weeks later, the application came in to work as a project manager. I have project management experience on a smaller scale, and I thought, this would probably be a really, really good fit for my skill set. And we went ahead with it, and the rest is history. Within a month, I was onboarded on the team. We launched Score the week I came on board, and I began my journey as a product manager here at Star Atlas.
It's quite the introduction you had, especially to directly Jacob. And it seems like in your time at Star Atlas, you've managed to rise pretty quickly, it seems, to manage the entire PlayStarAtlas.com portfolio over the past year. What's it been like working for the company?
You know what? It's been a wild ride. We came into the beginning of 2022 at the top of a bull market. The end of 2021 was really difficult for me. I had some health challenges, and so the transition to the new job was difficult. I was recovering from COVID. For a few weeks there, it was rough. I don't know if anybody's gone through that, but for me in particular, it was pretty rough. But after that few week introduction and getting our feet warm, we immediately landed on Cream. And for those that don't know, Cream was the predecessor to Sage, Scream and Sage. And so I had taken on, or I'd been assigned the role of a project manager for either the mining or the crafting side of Cream. And that was kind of up in the air. And it went through a few iterations, and then ultimately we scrapped that product, and one product manager took on what became Scream, and I was moved to the polish team. There was a big need there for bug fixing. As you guys might remember, things were a little bumpy at the beginning of 2022. So I landed on the polish team. I had a lot of experience in customer service and making web pages tick, and I feel a really strong connection with our community, having come from there. And so I really strive to see our product meeting people's expectations. I want to see people happy using our marketplace and our product. And then ultimately that turned into taking on what's now called the Play team, which began with the Galactic Marketplace. So I didn't start the Galactic Marketplace project. I was onboarded to that project after the product launched, and it needed polish. The product was launched. As some of you might remember, there was a few or many unfinished features, but it was important to get that minimum viable product out, and I think we did that quite well. And so we brought the polish team over and dedicated all our time to Galactic Marketplace, and that led to me taking on the rest of play.staratlas.com. So that includes obviously the Galactic Market. Eventually it became the graphic novel reader, the gated reader. Anything polish related remains with our team. And now the next thing that we're doing, we're still adding features to the Galactic Marketplace. I'll get into that later. But the newer features coming out are the upgrades to player profile and the dock platform, which enable Sage to be launched from there. So that is where I'm at right now.
The Galactic Marketplace certainly has come a long way since its first launch over the summer. And in a short amount of time, we've seen many updates, like you mentioned. But it's not the marketplace that we've always had. Why was there a need for a new Galactic Marketplace? And really, what's the greater vision for the Galactic Marketplace?
Yeah, so the greater vision is the key there. Originally, the marketplace was built on top of the Serum DEX, and that has its roots in FTX. FTX built Serum and eventually settled on the Solana blockchain as the home for that product. And it was tied very closely with the Radium DEX and the Launchpad there. So I think there was this need for something more flexible. We implemented the Serum DEX in a textbook manner, and that meant we were limited to using their order book system. And a lot of the UI and UX, the UX especially, is bound by what the technology underlying is actually capable of. So in order to move into this new marketplace, which has multiple trading pairs that we control, that allows us to create reward systems like StarPath, and actually create exchange pairs that are not just crypto pairs, but also tokens. That underlying functionality is there in the marketplace. And I think in the future, we want to make full use of all of those tools that we have. It allowed us to build the marketplace APIs into Factory so that you can automate the use of your systems using our on-chain tools and using our branded tools. I know that was important. And now that's led to a number of automated tools coming out. But it also means that we're expanding our on-chain tool set, and more people can use the tools that we built. So all that to say, had we still been on the Serum DEX when the FTX collapse happened, there would have been a great effect there. We would have eventually Serum was depreciated, and we would have been forced to build our own marketplace, or at least fork the Serum DEX and move on from there at that point. So in hindsight, the move to a new marketplace saved us from all kinds of stress and headaches. We took that process on early, and it's paid off. It's paid off huge. It's allowed us to implement the marketplace fees feature that we have, which is a core piece of our revenue generation right now. And it will be like, it's one of these things where when outside investors look at our company, or outside players or prospective companies that want to join our metaverse, they look at our fee structure and they think, wow, we've built this like stable revenue stream with our own tool set. And I think it shows a really mature product and a really ambitious team. So those are some of the really great things that have come from doing our own marketplace.
Quite fortuitous that the team made the decision early on to build up their own marketplace, and as you discuss, really build this arena where the team can come in and set the tone, not only for the economy, but for really the community as well. And it makes it come and feel alive, where players can partake in economic activity, and certainly that will grow over time. Earlier, you mentioned upcoming features like player profiles and DAC tools. Last question, what's next for the Galactic Marketplace?
Okay. So for the Galactic Marketplace itself, we have a few really cool features, some of them in review right now. So you should see these in the next few days. So we have a partnership that was announced last year with MoonPay. That feature is now built into our wallet app. So there's a big overhaul being done on the wallet adapter, and that'll make it standard across product lines. So the DAO and play.staratlas.com will share the same wallet connect, and that will include MoonPay integration. So you won't have to leave our website to bring fiat into our ecosystem and convert to Solana, and then ultimately to Atlas. So I'm really excited to have that MoonPay feature there. I think user onboarding has been the number one pain point for onboarding people into Score. It's a long, tedious process, and you have to be really dedicated to playing Score to get that up and running. And we're doing everything that we can to make that process simpler. So key piece there is this onboarding through MoonPay. The second piece is a partnership with Jupiter. and that integration is finished as well. And so you'll be able to purchase Solana with fiat right in our interface, and then immediately swap Solana to Atlas or USDC. Head right into the marketplace and buy your first ship, and then or claim stake, and then you can stake those in Score, or this new program that we're building called Score Claim Stakes. So good segue there. The next visible piece to the platform that you'll see after the wallet upgrades will be this Score Claim Stakes program. And it will be a lot like Score. We're taking a lot of the code from Score and reusing it. And that's going to give claim stakes that are on sale now functionality. They'll be emitting resources instead of Atlas. So instead of putting resources in and getting Atlas out, you'll be staking your claim in this new copy of Score, and then you'll get R4 as an emission. And the way that emissions rate works is if you buy a tier 1 claim stake, you'll get enough resources for a extra small ship. And then if you stake a tier 2, it will be a small ship. And if you stake a tier 3, it will emit enough resources for a medium ship, and so on. And that's just meant to be a bit of a bonus as we hold you guys over until Sage launches, and then the next version, the next full version of Sage will have functionality for those claims. Then after that, or previous, like just before Sage launches on mainnet, you'll see a new player profiles section coming out. That's going to allow you to make the necessary blockchain changes to your account in order to play Sage. To put it simply, there's the long-term vision for that product is that you'll be able to manage all your keys there, and that will open the door for product like ship lending. It'll open the door for a hardware wallet that you don't want to expose to Sage gameplay. You'll be able to assign that hardware wallet and those ships to a hot wallet, which can have movement control over that hardware wallet, right? And so there's this separation of having to constantly access your hardware wallet to approve transactions. There's going to be this player profile will allow you to layer those actions so that a hot wallet can be given certain controls over a hardware wallet's assets, and you'll be able to link your accounts that way. So that again, that opens the doors for things like rentals and stuff. That's not going to be available in that first version, but you can see where it's going. And then finally, the DAC platform, which will come online. Actually, don't have any dates for the DAC platform, but that's a future product that our team is starting to break ground on. And keep in mind when things get to my team, this is like UI and UX level stuff. The blockchain programs for these have been worked on for many months. In a lot of cases, and it's only when we get the resources across all product lines to work on them that we actually start to touch them. And so we're talking now. My team is talking about like user interface, the actual designs, and all that kind of stuff. Order book history. This is a big one that people have been asking for since the beginning of the marketplace, really. So order book history is the designs are actually all finished. We're just looking at the best way to deliver the data in the back end. So we have a test system up and running. We have this like new API that we've built, and you're in a week or two, you're going to be able to see your order book history from the beginning of this new marketplace, which includes all your buy and sell orders, the prices that you paid for them, the dates, the timestamps, and the transaction hashes, and all that kind of stuff. And that overhaul actually brings with it a number of UI changes that should make reading your orders much more simple and much cleaner. We've done a lot of work to make decimal places consistent across the market. We've done a lot of work on the table structures, and also like putting currency icons right on each order highlighting your own orders. Some of those things have already come into play, but they're part of this broader overhaul of UI for the marketplace. So there are actually quite a few changes that are marked for delivery, and I'm not exactly sure when that's going to happen, but likely in a week or two as well, sometime before the end of the month, I'm hoping. So that's the last big one.
MoonPay and Jupyter integration certainly speak to the request for many of a easier onboarding process of traditional gamers and traditional users into the Star Atlas ecosystem. Mining claim stakes are something that folks are certainly looking forward to, not only from a staking perspective, but also from a Sage gameplay utility perspective. For the DAC profiles portion, there will be additional tools available for guilds to use, and certainly exciting things for your team as they go through the future. And that, folks, concludes our feature segment for this week. XCode, thank you for taking the time to be here today, and best of luck to you and your team on all the play.staratlas.com projects.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And that concludes this week's episode. If you'd like today's news and coverage, be sure to like and subscribe to receive the Star Atlas news that you need to stay one step ahead. Once again, I'm your host, Kriggs, and you've been listening to the Hologram News Network.